Yeah, hello again, scrappers. As I said in that last video, thought I'd go ahead and do a ceiling fan. I don't think I have one in my inventory there on YouTube. Got lots of other stuff, but I don't think I've ever done a ceiling fan. The screw here doesn't look too good. It looks like it's been pretty well closed up. Yeah, I can't get the screwdriver in there, so that's ground wire. So I just cut that one. Pull these others through. I was thinking that was all plastic, but it's pretty heavy, so I bet that's aluminum. But there is a little chunk of metal there, and then we got the screw and a little brass here. So I might just put that in my melt bucket, cast aluminum melt bucket. So I get had one of these. Most of the blades are taken off of here when I got it. So I got a piece here. And the screws are magnetic, ferrous metal. And that does not stick. Trying to figure out a way to get at these screws. There we go. And we got the pull chain. I'm going to take them knobs off. May use them for something later. Now, if you do crafts or know anybody that does crafts, you can probably save these blades. On Pinterest, I have seen where they've taken the blades and made like, well, they'll take a dowel, like a table leg or something that's been turned on a lathe for the body, and then they'll use these for wings, make like a dragonfly. As I said, I'm trying to get my daughter to put up a YouTube channel for doing crafts. She does lamp works and other stuff. I got a spot on this top shelf. I'm putting them right now with my bandsaw blades. I need to try to go through my shelves and figure out what I really don't need on them. Now on these are usually die cast. They're not aluminum. As you can see, it's nice silver. Spray that copper sulfate on it and it starts turning dark. So that's how you can tell die cast. Let's check this piece here, see what we get. Let me clamp it down in the vise so I don't freak people out. Say, oh my God, they're so close to your hand. So I spray that and there's no change. So you can see how white that still is, how silver, and how dark that one is. So this one here is cast aluminum, this is die cast. And you know, this was 16 ounce or larger, 24 ounce spray bottle. A 16 ounce would be fine. Use about a teaspoon of Zep root killer. Because basically, I don't know if somewhere on here it should say copper sulfate. Yeah, right here. You know, copper is metallic or something. Yeah, copper sulfate right here. dirt daubers. Yeah, copper sulfate, 99%. And one way you can always tell it, it's nice blue crystals. So anyway, there's that. I got a bucket right now for die cast. I'm probably gonna have to go to a barrel pretty soon. I got my aluminum windings in there. There's a leaf in there that doesn't need to be there. And got a little brass down in this one. But so far that's all die cast. Little deals off some of the motors and some of your kind of electrical connectors. Now I don't know how die cast pays, if it's about the same as aluminum, less, more, I'm not sure. Okay, magnet sticking to that piece, that's 10. Set that over there. And I'll go ahead and, I'm going to go ahead and get these, if I can. Yeah, it's wrapped around everything, isn't it? Yep. Guess I'm going to get these out of the way. So pull chains, pull chain extensions. I need to replace my ceiling fan in the house one of these days, so it might come in handy for that. So I'm gonna just toss them up there for right now, and we'll get going on this. Looks like I need to. Now all we should have under this cover is some of our electrical connectors. If you like to do projects with electronics, you may want to save the pull switches. And we'll check this with a magnet. 10. So we got a couple wire nuts. I'm just gonna cut them in the interest of time. Of course, I don't know if we really even have to do that because I'm not taking none of these apart. I may need to pull that apart. What do I got over here? I got it's a nice day out there. It's almost 60 degrees out here. That is about 40-mile-an-hour wind gusts outside. So that's why I got the doors closed. Keep the wind out there. I tried to do this video, and then after it, I got a barrel that had that wire in it this morning. It's pretty rough shape. I'm going to cut the bottom out of that and then flatten the barrel. Throw it on the tin trailer. Yeah, Scrapyard said that tin was down to $50 a ton. I don't think that's that way at every yard around, but I think it's just because they're so full. Drop the price to slow the flow down where they'd have time to get some of that stuff out of there. Okay, that dropped out. I don't know if that piece will unscrew. Let's try it. That last video, that what's it weigh, what's it pay with the copper, I did a little testing on that because I was curious. I noticed that one video I did here about a week or so ago. Made the little ingots. Yeah, I noticed, which I was told, when I was pouring the ingots, with the chest cam on here, they couldn't see what I was doing because of the angle I was holding the metal, which is really more important for me to see what I was doing than the audience. But I know that's always interesting, watching it pour into the mold. So sometimes there's issues having this GoPro on the chest, but for most of it you can see pretty good what's going on. But I think what I'm going to do, situations like that, I'm going to try to, which I should have done it probably even on this video, try to set my camcorder up on a tripod at a different angle and try to capture the footage from 2 different angles. And then as I watch the one video, if there's a bad shot where you can't really see what's going on because of the angle, then maybe there'll be a good angle from the other camera, and I can cut a little segment out and patch it in to the GoPro footage. And I was kind of concerned whether the video editing software would be able to do that from 2 different cameras, because it could have a different aspect ratio and it could have a different bit rate or frames per second, and that may not let it work. But I did the first part of the video with the GoPro when I came out here and filmed the barrels, and then the second half was, I believe I used the GoPro on that anyway. And the second half was done with the camcorder. I may have to play with that just one more time to make sure. I think I still have the camera footage on there. I can always, when I get this video done, I can just play with it, see if I can splice it into this video or splice the 2 together. But just as a test, not as a finished video. I went ahead and grabbed that switch just in case, because you can mount it to about anything and just have, on-off switch. I can add another little light in here, some more LEDs, and I'll carry that out to the trailer later. And this one, I still haven't even got that door to that beverage dispenser done yet. One day. And that thing just dropped. And the interesting thing about these, this magnet's not sticking. That could be brass. A brass cap that goes on that switch. Okay, cut these wire nuts off. And some of my viewers say they like ceiling fans because there is a pretty good amount of copper in them. And it all adds up. Of course, as I always say, if you're doing this for a living, you're not going to waste time doing this. Because you're not going to make dollars per hour on this. But for a micro scrapper or a hobby scrapper, it works just fine. It all adds up, as they say. Now that switch has got 4 wires. Okay, anyway, let's see. Okay, that nut in there is finger loose, so I'll go ahead and... You got a little toggle switch here too if you need it. We're getting into the good stuff here shortly. The meat, I might say. One thing, you don't need a whole lot of tools to do these. I'm not exactly sure what's holding that. I was trying to go normal thread, you know, lefty-loosey, but you know what? This might be backwards threading. And that shaft's wanting to turn. So what I always do in that case, I still got the cap to that switch over here. Let me put that back on there so I don't lose it. Okay, yeah, it might be left-handed threads. Nope, I think it's tightening. Angle this camera some more so you can see what I'm doing. Seems to be going. I may have a, I don't think there's a set screw in there. I just see threads. Wrapping up the wire. That's always fun. I should just cut that off and get it out of the way. Part of it got hung up under the thing. Yeah. Now if I just hold it out of here out of the way, maybe it'll work all right. Yeah, let's see if this, which I'm sure is flat plate here, is a nice big washer if a guy needs a big washer. That sticks, washer sticks. That does not stick. That's interesting. Is it aluminum or is it brass? Bet you it's aluminum. They're not going to put that kind of money. Yeah, it might be die cast. Looks like it's turning. It's getting dark. Yep, die cast. It's funny, the one piece was aluminum and that piece is die cast. Okay, screw time. And I can put a couple tools away here too. So what I use, a cordless drill, side cutters, a little crescent, a pair of vice grips. Not a lot of tools so far. And I think we may need a hammer now. Now there's different ways we can do this. You can just hit it on the end like that. It comes right apart. I'm going to go ahead and clip these wires. Black one came loose. That might be why it wouldn't work. Got a bearing here. And more tin. And we got more metal here and aluminum. So I can throw that in and melt the aluminum off, or just throw it in with the tin, either way. Okay, now I think the hammer cut that as I hit it. I'll throw this in die cast real quick, and then we'll weigh a bucket, see how much copper we get out of this thing. Okay, here's a good empty bucket right here. Throw it on the scale as the scale boots up. Okay, so now that's zeroed out. Kind of looking to see if the one side has bigger loops than the other side. One thing, this has got a bunch of clamp it into the vise. This has got all these little wires here. I get my little cutters. Try to pull them out of there. Okay, throw that one in there. So now you can, if I just get in here, I was thinking I may have had to use the cable cutters on these, but these seem to be doing just fine. These cutters here I got at Harbor Freight for $15. Go around and cut them. I'm just doing the outer row right now. Gonna have to call this video quits here pretty soon. We're already 21 minutes in. Either that or I'll have to edit a few minutes out of it to keep it shorter, but 20 minutes isn't bad. And once you get that far, just pry them out. If you get a stubborn one, then what I like to do is channel locks. Because you got that back there, so it kind of roll it, get good leverage. You got a few loose pieces here. And channel locks again. Now you can go through when you have to cut them, you can kind of try to straighten them up some. That might make them pull through a little easier. Like I say, tearing these down isn't for everyone. You're going to have to decide for yourself what is worth your time. Now that worked out pretty good. That one was a little hard to pull, but when I did the second one, the first one came right out. So far we're up to 5.4 ounces. Another pair of cutters I have are these Knipex. They're like little bolt cutters, and you get a lot better leverage. But they just don't open up super wide. Yeah, some of those are actually too wide to get in there and cut them. Of course, you got to squeeze these pretty good. Pretty well having to use both hands to squeeze it. Of course, I tell everybody I lost my superpowers when I turned 60. When I turned 60 at work, I decided I no longer had to run circles around the younger guys. Well, if you're enjoying this video, learning anything, I know some of my viewers, they don't scrap anymore, but they do like to watch it. Some of them are up there in the years and they can no longer do it, but they miss doing it. That one trying to get away. I know there's going to come a day when I may not be able to do it. I tried this way and that thing bent down, so something you might keep in mind. Try towards the center. Now, if the screwdriver doesn't work really good, I do have a little round pry bar, and that will slide up under there nicely. I think I saw a set on Harbor Freight, or Northern Tool, where they had a set of these, like from this size on up, and they had a set of these together. I don't remember what the price was. Anyway, well, that one, I might not have cut that one. It didn't want to budge. We'll have to check it out here in a minute. That one's being hard to get to. And who else? Mr. Peanut Butter. Okay, let's flip this over and see. Look at these three. Now they're cut, but might be the ones I cut with those bolt cutters and it didn't go all the way through. That's probably what happened. So this yeah, I bet that's what happened. Just didn't cut them all the way through. Of course, if you're ever going to make a mistake, it's going to be on video for the world to see. That's all right. I'm human. I make mistakes. Okay, that's pretty much all the copper out of there. Get a couple of little strings in there, and we have 11.8 ounces. So almost 3/4 of a pound. 285 a pound. So they add up. Yeah. A little bit of time and work involved, but if you're looking for something to do, why not? You know. Anyway, there it is. So as I was saying earlier, if you liking the channel, liking what you see, please subscribe, hit that like button, hit that notification bell so you'll see upcoming videos as they come out. You'll be notified when they come out, and of course you'll see the title and thumbnail picture. But share it with your friends. If you belong to any scrapping groups or anything, tell people at the scrapyard, you know, let them know about my channel. I don't have a Patreon page. I'm not sure if I'm ever going to even put one up. Maybe after I retire next year. So after I retire, I hope to have more time on my hands, and then I can do stuff, you know, have more time to do stuff like that. Anyway, I'm going to call it quits on this and get all this metal hauled out there to the tin trailer, and then I'll go in and get this video prepared for upload. So you guys have a great day, and hope you're getting some good finds out there. I know this is a kind of a slow time of year, but for a lot of us, you know, street scrappers, stuff like that, it's kind of hard finding the scrap. I'm kind of getting low. I probably should have kept running my ad longer last year. I quit running it in June, but I still stayed pretty busy in July and August picking stuff up. But I'm going to try to run it longer this year, get more stuff. I've got farm implements down in the field that are probably not worth repair. I could probably bring them up and cut them up for short iron I still got about, like I say, 8, 9, 10 air conditioner condenser units out there that I need to drag in here and tear down. So I got a couple dishwashers. I could have gone down to the transfer station today, but it was kind of raining, and I thought, well, the way the weather is, people probably won't bring anything in. So it'll probably be pretty slow down there too until spring. When spring picks up, be a lot more people vaccinated out there, spring cleaning. So things will pick up, and hopefully the prices will still be up there. That's one of the reasons I decided not to do this for a living, is because of the way the prices fluctuate so much. If you're doing it for a living, you gotta get out there and hustle day in, day out. It doesn't matter what the prices are. You gotta pick it up and you gotta take it in and sell it. You know, you just have to learn to live on when things are slim, and put money away when things are good, or buy your equipment. And when things are slow like this, good time to do maintenance on your equipment. But I'm going to get off of here. It's 31 minutes long already, so you guys take care and happy scrapping.